Hello there, welcome back to Brilliant Minds. Today we're going to talk about Brad Pitt, the boy who dreamed beyond the screen. Long before red carpets and movie premieres, Brad Pitt was just a regular boy growing up in Springfield, Missouri. He loved bikes, playing outside, and watching cartoons like The Flintstones and Speed Racer. But what Brad loved most were movies. He was fascinated by the way stories came to life on screen. Spaceships, sword fights, time travel, you name it. If there was a film on, Brad was glued to the screen, eyes wide, imagining himself right there in the middle of the action. At school, Brad wasn't the loudest in class or the best at maths, but he had a sparkle in his eye and a wild imagination. He was kind, funny, and full of energy, sometimes too much energy. He once tried to build a go-kart out of a lawn chair and bicycle wheels. It didn't go very far, but he never stopped trying new things. As he got older, Brad thought maybe he'd become an architect or a journalist. He even studied journalism at university and joined the college newspaper. But deep down, that love for storytelling, for the magic of movies, never left him. Then, just 2 weeks before graduating, Brad made a huge decision. He packed up his things, jumped in his car, a beat-up old Datsun, and drove all the way to Los Angeles. Why? Because that's where movies were made. That's where dreams could come true. But life in LA wasn't exactly like the movies. At first, Brad didn't have any acting jobs, or any money. He slept on friends' sofas, worked odd jobs, and even dressed up as a giant chicken to hand out flyers for a restaurant called El Pollo Loco. Yes, Brad Pitt, one of the world's most famous actors, once stood on the side of the road in a fluffy yellow costume, waving at traffic. But he didn't give up. He took acting lessons, auditioned for every role he could, and kept showing up, even when people said no. And they did say no, a lot, but every no brought him closer to a yes. One day, Brad landed a small part in a film, then another. Then, he got a scene-stealing role in a movie called Thelma and Louise. He was only on screen for a few minutes, but suddenly, everyone was talking about him. From there, his career took off like a rocket. He starred in action films, dramas, comedies, even animated movies, where he voiced a superhero. He became one of the most recognizable faces in the world. But Brad never forgot his roots. He used his fame to help others, building homes for families after Hurricane Katrina, supporting children's charities, and speaking up about causes he believed in. He didn't just want to be famous, he wanted to do something with it. But Brad's journey wasn't always easy. There were times he felt lost or unsure. He faced criticism, personal struggles, and moments where everything felt overwhelming. But instead of hiding from those moments, Brad worked through them, learning, growing, and becoming more than just a movie star. He became a storyteller, a producer, a dad, and someone who kept chasing new dreams, even after achieving so many. And that's what makes Brad's story so special. That's what makes Brad's story so special. It's not just about fame or fortune. It's about a boy who followed his curiosity, worked hard, got back up when life knocked him down, and never stopped believing that something amazing could be just around the corner. So, next time you see Brad Pitt in a film, remember, he started out just like you. A kid with big ideas, a wild imagination, and the courage to chase his dreams, even if it meant wearing a chicken suit now and then. Thanks for listening. We'll see you again soon for another amazing story.